Semen retention, the new standard. Welcome back to Semen Retention. If this is your first time on my channel, welcome to Semen Retention, where we talk about semen retention and other things all related to self-improvement and spirituality here. So I'm talking about the new standard. Yesterday, I went to the shops. I rode down to the train station and then had for a walk through the shops and bought basically a whole new wardrobe. I went to a store called TK Maxx where they basically get all the new clothes from stores that don't sell out and then they kind of collate it. So it's like an op shop for new clothes. So I got like a whole new wardrobe. I'm starting fresh. I'm just wearing one of my new tees, just a simple t-shirt, you know, nothing too special. Looks nice, fits well. And yeah, this is the new standard for me. So it's starting from the image. I got the haircut, got the t-shirt. Now I'm ready to go out there and start killing it. Not only in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm as well, and the mental realm. So semen retention, the new standard. I see guys in my comments, they're saying they're reaching these new days. Awesome. Now there's got to be a new standard. You've just crossed off a week. Well done. Try 2 weeks. Well done. Try a whole month. Well done. Try 3 months. Well done. Try 6 months. Well done. You know, you got to keep going up. What are you waiting for? Like when do you want a holiday? Why do you need a holiday? Why do you need to take a break? Why do you need to take a chill pill? What's with this kind of era of people taking chill pills or, you know, got to take it easy, you know, that kind of thing? I don't get it. Can someone please let me know in the comments, what does it mean to take a chill pill in these days? What does it mean to go into this mindset of we just got to, you know, you got to just like, oh no, like you did well, so now just go relapse. Go enjoy getting absolutely plastered. Go enjoy having some vapes and getting really full onto that. Last night, I went to a trivia, and it's funny because I went to a trivia the night before as well, but this time with a different group of people. And we actually won the trivia, but that's besides the point. I was looking around the room, and it was a pretty packed night for trivia. There's probably like 60 people there, and I'm kind of determining mostly the males. I'm not judging any females in the room. There was a lot of older men, but there was also people younger than me as well, and quite a few people about the same age as me. And I'm kind of looking at them and I'm just saying, Kuma. Maybe you're on SR. You got a bit of a glow, might know. But, you know, out of probably 40 guys there, I'd say about 38 were Kumas, and maybe 2 or 3, including myself, are on SR. And it's just an energy that they put out. You know, it's the hair, it's the clothes, it's the aura. You know, there's just something about just this kind of the aura that people's physical representation of their spirituality, you know. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a person that likes to wear clothes till the day they die. But you know, I started to look at some of my videos that I posted, and I'm like, man, that content was actually good, but I look like an absolute tool. I look like someone that doesn't care for themselves. The hair was all over the place. The clothes were baggy, and you know, some stuff that I wore when I was 17, I was wearing. And that's all fine. Wear that stuff when you're at home. Wear it when you're chilling out. Wear whatever. But the reality is, we live in a superficial reality where people are judging you on the surface. And last night I was judging people on the surface because, well, let's be honest. Like, that's the first thing you see. I'm at a pub. People are drinking. People are ordering, you know, shit ton of food. People are getting a little bit drunk. People are acting a bit stupid. You know, people saying pretty inappropriate things. There's a bit of a culture where it's just like, you know, be a bit of a larrikin, talk the most shit, you know. And that's all fun and games. But for me personally, I'd rather just, you know, I'll engage with you, but I won't waste my time with someone that I think is a bit of a fool. So just this whole new standard, of even people that just talk to them about things that matter. Just get to the point, ask them how they are, in their relationship, how's things going with work, just standard normal talk. Ask them if they've been working on anything cool lately, like a project. Maybe they're a musician, maybe they're a writer, maybe they're working on their body. That's stuff that you can ask them about. But don't get into the gossip. Don't get into the irrelevant stuff. Don't get into talking about people from the past unless you're giving them advice like this one gentleman last night. Great dude. Great dude. Probably doesn't really have the most charisma in the world. Probably, is a little bit kind of awkward and potentially got some, neurodivergency and all that kind of stuff about him. But he's a good dude. He's got a girlfriend. He's doing all right for himself. He's got a full-time job. He's doing great. And the thing is that we were talking about. He was talking about like how his friends were getting married, and then he found out after they had the wedding that they already got married. He knew that they were getting engaged, and then he found out after the wedding that they got married. So he was a bit hard done by them, and he felt like they didn't invite him to the wedding, and that was a bit of a betrayal. So then he decided to unfriend him on social media. And I was like, dude, that's what you do. That's what you're meant to do. You're just meant to cut out these people from your life. It's the pruning process. And on semen retention, you're going through these pruning processes every single week. Guys, I'm telling you, every single week, you're pruning things. Like for me, I will go through a week where I'm prioritizing maybe my technique on my guitar playing. So I'll be sitting down, pruning away all this bad technique, cutting off all those bad ways I'm using my fingers and my hands. I'm pruning the way that I think about playing guitar. The next week, I'm pruning away my wardrobe. I'm getting rid of all these clothes that I've been wearing for so long now. Like clothes that I wore when I was hanging around people that I didn't like, And you think about that. Things that you are identified in, your clothes, around people that you didn't like and people that have memories of you wearing those clothes. The last thing you want to do is have that piece of material forming that spiritual attachment or that mental attachment to someone. So getting rid of all that kind of stuff. I'm getting rid of all these clothes that I feel like don't really meet my standard. They don't meet my standard. So like, one girl that I was in a situationship with, she bought me a packet of undies and it came with probably 15 undies or whatever. There was a lot of undies in there, like trunks, those. And then basically they had like donuts on them, and then it was a real cheap brand as well. And they had like donuts on them, and some were like plain colored undies, but then the waistband branding was called Alpha, and I just thought it was funny. Like, what kind of alpha male would be wearing $10 pair, would be wearing like undies worth about 50 cents each with donuts on them? Mass-produced garbage. Just like no girl would find them attractive. You don't really have much self-respect wearing them, to be honest. So I'm like, well, just get rid of them. Like, this is kind of stuff that like the beta male is going to get. That's the kind of stuff that the dad, the Homer Simpson, like do people really want to be identified as like a Homer Simpson? Like, yeah, he's an honorable father, but he's a fool as well. And he makes great for a cartoon character, for a funny character. But do you want to be the Eric Cartman? Do you want to be the Peter Griffin? Like, of course, these are fictional characters, but you don't want to be identified as the fool. We all start off as the fool, but it is part of the fool's journey, especially if you understand tarot, in order to complete and ascend into higher realms. So those higher realms are the new standard, and semen retention, once again, is going to take us there. So today I looked at my weekly checklist kind of thing. So I've got my printer right there, just over there. Actually, I'll give you a little swivel. You can have a look at my studio. So there's my printer. It's just sitting right there, got some paper on it. And then basically every week from now on, my new standard is to print out a whole list of things to do this week, including habits that I'm still refining, check them off, include the things like diet. So I included every single dish that I've already cooked. I cooked 3 dishes in one day just so then I did all the meal prep done. So those 3 dishes were potato salad with leeks and eggs, and it was delicious. And then I had pumpkin curry, which also had chickpeas in it, and then I also made lentils and rice as well. And that was 3 meals that I'm about to have some after this video as well. I'm about to have some, nice potato salad and some curry and all that kind of stuff. And this is healthy food. Last night I had some chips at the trivia and 2 beers. That's all right. You can enjoy just a little bit, but just don't overindulge. So yeah, like if you're eating healthy, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. I went for a run before. That was on my checklist. These are all new standards, I still haven't had junk food like KFC or McDonald's or something like that in a very long time now. And I still haven't had pizza from ordering since I had my last bad experience. Actually, no, I had one after that, and that was around Easter. And yeah, but the whole thing, everything's moving really smooth. I feel like there's this new energy going around, where we've kind of gone through a bit of a financial kind of dip, but people are motivated. I was talking to my mate last night, and he was talking about Rocky IV, and he's going to give me every single copy of Rocky. I'm going to watch all the Rocky movies. I haven't seen them at all, but I know apparently the soundtrack is mint. I'm really going through, as far as wanting to write, I want to write like an 80s rock kind of pump up album, like just a real kind of like, balls to the wall, like get pumped kind of album. Positive as well, positive music, and not just like kind of, not just cheesy kind of lovey-dovey songs or heartbreak songs and stuff. Like if I was to sum it up, the 2 songs, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi, and Don't Stop Believing, Journey. That's such an amazing song, Don't Stop Believing. Like, you should listen to Don't Stop Believing live at Texas. That's a great version of the song. Anyway, so this is like this new energy that I've got going. And how did I get here? So in terms of music, I'm about to record an album. Just behind me, I've got the whole track listing of the album. There's 11 songs. One of them isn't going to be on the album, but we're going to record it for a future release. And all those songs are being flushed out of my body. They're becoming realized. I'm digesting them. They're finally being solidified. I've digested them. I've tasted them. I understand what it is, what the ingredients are, and then I'm just going to digest them out of my body. I'm releasing them. They're going straight out of me. It's no longer pent up inside of me. It's out of me. The funny thing about the chakra system is that you've got the reversal. So when it comes to chakras, they kind of rise up through your body, and then you go up into your crown chakra and you get that God kind of like awakening, and then it comes back down through your body. You get the insights, you get the downloads, you get the creative ideas, and it comes through your body. It comes into your third eye, so you envision it. So the crown chakra is the receptor. It's the antenna. So you get that insight, that vision, that idea, and then that frequency comes through, and then it manifests into a vision through your third eye. And then after you have that vision or that dream, that sight for that, for that idea, it then manifests into your throat chakra. So then you start to express it. You start to write it down. You start to say it. You start to tell people about things. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And then it goes into your heart chakra. So then people start to feel it. People start to feel the idea. And then it goes into the solar plexus chakra. So then people start to feel the determination. It starts to become something of power. It has power to it. It has a bit of weight to it. And then it goes into the sacral chakra, and it makes people feel inspired and wanting to create, and maybe even wanting to like reproduce that idea. Sacral chakra related to, yeah, that's it, the sex, yep, and semen retention as well. And then finally it goes into your root chakra, where it is just a part of your survival. Yep, it is just reached the end point in reverse, and it finally exits your system. You digest the whole idea. So now, once I've digested this whole album that has been in my mind for a long time, not all the songs, but a lot of the songs have been in my auric field for a long time. They're going to exit through my body and be released. So then now I can get new downloads, and they go into my body again, and then I release them. That is why we call it releasing music, because we are releasing music into the world. Yeah. So you can really set new standards if you actually allow yourself to digest these things and just put them out there, guys. Just get it done. Just put that video out there. Just do that thing that you want to do. Just get the idea done. Just finish it, guys. That's the new standard. Finish, 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 finish video.